Excellent. So thank you very much for joining this call, everyone. And I really appreciate you taking some time out of your day. I want to make this call about an hour. We have some time, by all means, to ask questions. I would suggest what you do is put those questions into the chat, principally because it means some of them might better answer as we're going along. But also, if I don't get to all the questions live as we're going during the call, I'll answer them at the end. And it just gives me a kind of gauge as to how much time I need to leave at the end of the call to answer questions. Obviously, if you don't have questions, I might run right up to the wire on the hour sort of thing. But I want to kind of keep this to an hour because I know at the end of the day, time's precious, and there's plenty of time after this call to engage with some of the stuff I'm sharing on this call, so I don't have to be going through everything. Cool. So if you don't know me, my name's Stuart Murray. I'm the founder of Botsii. We're now in our 5th year of Botsii, and ultimately, there's been a huge learning curve for us as we've really wanted to create a better and better product that we put into the market. And where we're at right now, we actually have a product right now that gives people huge flexibility, gives people a product that you can really scale within your team. It's something that is really going to help enable you create duplication within your team, which is obviously all important when it comes to success in network marketing. And at the end of the day, speed of execution has been the key for us. We've gone from a period in time where it used to take us 3 or 4 months to develop a chatbot for a company, where we've literally compressed that right down to the point that somebody with all the information to hand, and if they're able to commit enough time to it, could easily set up a bot in 24 hours, literally from scratch, whereas it used to take months. If it's over a bit of a more extended period, it might take a week, maybe even take worst case scenario 2 weeks if you're fitting around everything else. But actually, 24 hours you could do it. I've even had people in the last week who have set up a chatbot using our system on a phone, entirely on a smartphone. So whereas previously it would have to go to a development team, take 3 or 4 months and cost $10,000 or more, now it could be done by yourself just by following some steps using literally a smartphone. If you're familiar with using smartphones and juggling apps and all that kind of stuff, better though, I would say, on a computer. I wouldn't recommend you doing it on a smartphone, but it has been done this last week, and not by me, by basically somebody that's been introduced to Botsii literally in the last month. So it's cool to know what's possible. Now that's just the development, which really is gone. We've developed the platform now, so you can just set it up. And we actually let you set that up, and anybody set a bot up for a company completely for free. So just think about that. If your company is not on our system right now, you can set up that company completely for free, and you'd be first to market to do that, which is pretty cool because it means you've helped create an asset that you're going to have a bit of a stake in that will go into the Botsii marketplace, which I'll show you in a minute. And then once a company is set up, the activation process, which again used to take sometimes 2 or 3 weeks after somebody bought the bot, when someone buys the bot today, you can be activating that bot literally in about 1 hour. The actual time it takes technically to do that, if you just put aside, kind of the process and, reading emails or watching a few videos, stuff like that. If you actually look at the technical side of it, it's actually about 5 minutes, literally about 5 minutes. If I get time, I'll do one live on this call today so you can see all of that. So we've literally simplified things, but it's taken a heck of a lot of development to get to that point so that you have a simple solution to follow. And my approach here is to create a solution that anybody in your team can implement. I see technical solutions out there in the market that frankly are complicated and also quite expensive. Our system I've set up so it's both simple to use. Yes, you've got to learn something, but ultimately it's simple to use. And secondly, it's affordable for everybody. So we've priced it at $197 a year so that literally anybody could get access to this system and take advantage of it and leverage their time by using our tools. And ultimately, that's what it's about. It's about leverage. So for example, if I wanted to summarize in kind of one sentence, what does Botsii do? I'll refer you to this book, Eric Worre's book, Go Pro. I think I bought this for about £1.50 secondhand on Amazon, right? It's been around a few years. It's actually, I think, originally published almost 20 years ago, before social media, before smartphones, in the very early days of the internet. But these are very timeless principles, the 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional. What Botsii does is essentially automates those 7 steps, okay? Fully or partially. It can't automate everything. It's not like a silver bullet or something like that that does everything, where you press a button and everything's taken care of. You know, wouldn't we love it to be that way? It's where it's heading, but it's not here today. But ultimately, it automates these 7 steps. So if you had a scenario where it did 5 of those fully for you, where literally it took care of everything, then that kind of means you only really need to focus on a couple of things, 1 or 2 things, and become really good at those in order to be able to become successful and, you know, operate as a network marketing professional. So Botsii is giving you the tools, giving your team the tools, where even a brand new team member, brand new even to network marketing, could come along and get very much up to speed around these principles, could go pro very quickly, because the tool Botsii will do a lot of the heavy lifting and essentially deliver against some of those 7 steps. I'm talking about things like presenting the opportunity, making it really easy to follow up and targeted follow up where for maximum benefit, around signing up people into your team, completely automated, where literally someone can sign up, you've not even spoken to them, where you can even be setting them up, you know, and taking them through a setup process, and then even onboarding them into your team, where they actually can come into your team far more quickly, because Botsii ultimately is the key tool that they could be tapping into to doing exactly the same thing that you've done. So, you know, when you understand these 7 steps and you kind of overlay that with what Botsii does, you'll see just how powerful that the system is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to show you show you the system and take you through it, and I'll be able to do a demo as well, so you can see how the whole system works. So just bear with me 2 ticks whilst I share my screen. I think I clicked on the right button. 1 second. Excellent. You should be able to see my screen has come up now. Let's just turn my heater down a touch. So just let me know in the chat that you can see my screen. That'd be great. Thank you for see a few other people just joined the last few minutes. We are recording the call. You missed the beginning. That's great. Thank you, Scott, Ben, and awesome. Thank you. Right. So, so I mentioned, I get this right out there at the beginning. The price is $197 a year, and as of now, until the end of this month, actually, you can get 3 companies for the price of 1. So I'm also going to put that out there now. Ultimately, let me go into where we're at in terms of the system. So we have now a marketplace. So because we can develop and set up bots so much more quickly than before, literally, I'd be lucky if I could do 2 or 3 companies a year. Literally, since we've gone live with the Botsii bot, which is kind of this main product up here, which is what this page is about. Since we've gone live with the Botsii bot, we've actually got now 16 companies already live in the marketplace, all set up. There's a few tweaks we're doing some of them, but actually they're all there live. You can come along, so anyone can come along, use the activation code and activate any of these bots literally from where we are today. Anybody that is brand new that wants to set up a new company, we even have a whole implementation workshop, including a training and everything else that's all online that can help somebody just follow the steps to get a new one live as well. So literally someone can come along here and follow the steps, and it will add a new company to this. I've already got people that have put companies into the marketplace today, the ones you can see here, that because they now know the process and they've seen, if you like, how, in inverted commas, easy as it is, because they've done the steps, I've got people that are now going, right, I want to get 2 or 3 or 4 more companies into the marketplace. So today we've got, like, I think 16 in here. Yep, 16 we have in here. But I know anyway, I've got a pipeline of other ones, but where there are people working on bringing new ones in today, which will be like, you know, next week or maybe even this week. But also I know every single month the number of companies coming here will just get faster and faster as people become more familiar with it, and as more people, if you like, come into Botsii. So everybody that has a bot here, if you like, these are what I'd call master distributors, because they are involved in maintaining the bot. And that's very cool for you, because it meant if you were promoting any of these companies here, essentially, there'll be somebody involved in maintaining that bot, which then means you don't have to, number one, but also it means when your team get the bot, it then means that they don't have to maintain it either. They can come in here and know they're getting access to the latest information about that opportunity, the latest presentations, and all that kind of good stuff, so that any prospects coming in will get, if you like, the best information that's going to help them make a decision to join. Just one thing I'll say, I'll just mention something about the word leakage. Nobody likes going to, like, a video, a YouTube video, for example, and finding in the description somebody else's referral link. So when it comes to that, all the content that we put inside the bots, I kind of have oversight on to make sure that there's no leakage within that bot, so that somebody's not redirecting their signups into their own team. That's a big no-no. These are almost like corporate type versions of the bot where there's no team branding around or anything like that. It's very much there as a vanilla bot that anybody could access, anybody could buy. Just want to make a big point about that. But that doesn't stop you when you get it, customizing it for your team. So if you want to do your own webinars and stuff like that, and have your own links to your own social media teams, social media chats and all that kind of stuff, you can actually customize the bot and create like your own version of it that's more personalized to your team. Really easy to do. We literally simply clone one of the ones that's already there, and you can then work off that, make a few changes. It's now customized for your team, and off you go. So this is actually a really cool feature, particularly if you're going out there speaking to big leaders. If you look at some of these companies have got 1 million members in them, right? So you might be speaking to a big leader in that organization who you're prospecting with, and they're going to find something like this a really attractive tool. I will say that we actually have a 5-tier affiliate program built around the whole of this. So essentially, this could change completely how you prospect, because great if you're prospecting for any one of the companies that you have in Botsii. We obviously want you to use Botsii that way. That's 100% the intended way for Botsii to be used. But we recognize not every person is going to say yes when you're out there prospecting. And because of that, we want to basically give you more ways in which you can make money. So if people are going to say no to joining your business and you're using Botsii and the company they're promoting is in Botsii, that is just like a super easy way for you to add a few more dollars into your bank balance at the end of the month. Because at the end of the day, you can introduce them into Botsii, because effectively everybody's buying the same product. All these products here are all the Botsii bot. It's exactly the same product. So you can literally, for somebody that says no to joining your opportunity, you can actually refer them into Botsii, get them activated for whatever company they are promoting, and essentially you're going to benefit as they introduce Botsii into their team and use Botsii to help scale and grow their team. Okay, this is very, very cool, because effectively you're then able to diversify your income, even though you're focused on maybe one company. Okay, that's quite cool, because ultimately you can be having Botsii sit alongside whatever you're doing, and you're going to earn through your main company, but also you're going to earn because you're using the same tool as other people can benefit from elsewhere in the market. This is literally tapping into, when I've looked at this in terms of the valuation, you look at an industry, network marketing as an industry is worth about $200 billion a year. So what this is doing is tapping into that and recognizing that not everybody says yes. Some people are going to say no to wanting to join your team. So we've got all of this here. I'm not going to go through this right now. I might skip through a few things later, just a few reminders. So what I'm actually going to do is go in and give you a demo of the system so you can see the system in action. And so this is kind of giving you a scenario here where the profile I'm looking at is a profile called Eric Paul, and he's basically in conversation with, if you like, his sponsor or inviter, who's Dave Mindy. So Dave sent him a message to check out a bot. This bot, in actual fact, is not any of the bots that's in the marketplace here, because the bot I'm about to come into is a Botsii bot that actually shares Botsii. Okay, so instead of it sharing a specific opportunity in the marketplace and explaining what that business is all about, this bot actually does that in the context of Botsii. But it works, it's using exactly the same technology, exactly the same bot format. We've just made it about Botsii. So, and the entry is exactly the same for everything. So what I'm showing you here and now is identical regardless of the opportunity. So it kind of means that anybody who's interaction with the bot and they've been in through one company, they'll know it's the same with other ones. The only thing that changes is the content. So literally it's saying here, click on this link, and then which redirects to Facebook, and comment with the word launch, and then Botsii will immediately send you a message. Simply copy and paste my affiliate ID to launch my bot. So that's Dave's affiliate ID. So let me click on that, and hopefully I've set up all my accounts right, because I have to do a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde here. So there we are. I'm in Eric's account. So Eric's literally going to comment down here and say launch and just press enter. And if I just scroll down and I look at like the newest ones, you can see there I've just put that comment in there. You can see it's a minute ago. And what Botsii is going to do is effectively reply. So you can see it's liked that comment. So literally Botsii has automatically done that. It's liked that comment and it's already messaged me, look. So if I just refresh this page and come back to that post, you'll see there we are. It's liked it. That's Botsii doing that. And in fact, it's also replied as well. So it said details in your inbox. Let's get started. So now when I go to my inbox, here we are. There's the message from Botsii. And it's basically saying it's great to see you here. Tap continue to launch your Botsii bot. So I'm going to hit continue. And obviously what I need is this ID here. So I'm just going to go and copy that just onto my clipboard and come back here. I've hit continue and Botsii is going to reply back. And then we move forward into the bot. So I'm just going to refresh that. Sometimes it does funny things. Don't you love it when funny you do things like this on a live demo? Here we are. Let's think about it. It's often the case when I'm on a Zoom call. So now it's saying loading, enter your affiliate ID that's been shared with you. And it says either copy and paste or type it exactly as it was shared. It says note is case sensitive. So I'm going to copy and paste it because that's the safest way. It says if you don't have an affiliate ID, hit the skip button because you can only come in with an affiliate ID. So I'm actually pasting that in, and then it's saying retrieving inviter info. So if it does this right, it should highlight the fact that I was introduced by Dave. As you can see there, it says, look, it looks like you've been introduced by Dave Mindy. If that's right, tap proceed. So I'm going to hit proceed. If I'd done it wrong, or I typed it in wrong, or I put a space in or something like that, basically instead of having Dave's name, it will have an error. So I then would just hit back to previous and put it in again and just check it. So now what it's doing is launching the Botsii chatbot. If this was another company from the marketplace, essentially instead of saying Botsii here, it would have said whatever the company name is. And you can see it says here, please wait a moment. It's loaded that content. So this is all dynamic content. So for example, this content here is specifically about Botsii. And here I've got a choice. I can either skip the intro or watch the intro. So I'm going to hit watch intro and I can hit play. And essentially it's going to open that up and it's going to let me watch like a 3-minute intro video about Botsii, right? I'm just going to explain some of the kind of key benefits of Botsii, why they should carry on into the bot to find out more. One of the cool features on this version of the bot, which is purely the Botsii bot, that shares Botsii, is I even have voice notes here as well. So this is both great for new team members to understand the bot, because we want you to really understand the product you've got. And there's no better way when it comes to training to make that really immersive. So I have little voice notes scattered throughout the bot, giving insights to that part of the bot. So you can go, oh, wow, that's really powerful. You know, you can see the bigger picture as to how that feature is really going to help, you know, communicate or follow up or whatever. It's also great as well if you're sharing this bot with prospects. So if you imagine, you know, in this scenario here, Dave is the inviter and he's sharing this with Eric, and he wants Eric to understand as a prospect the power of Botsii. So these little voice notes will actually help explain that, and they're very much targeted, if you like, look towards doing this from in terms of benefits, almost from a leader's perspective, especially. You know, I want leaders to understand the value of a system like this, because it's something that can really help empower their team. So if you've got, if you like, servant leaders that really want to help their team become successful, they will be able to see how Botsii do that. And some of these little voice note messages are very much geared towards that. So I'm coming in now. This is like a mini sales funnel here. Literally from this image down, it's like a little sales funnel. It follows like a structured process. And it's literally giving information about the business, so in this case, Botsii, that is kind of giving it in bite-sized chunks. You know, we had a 3-minute video here. Here is some bullet points. So what does Botsii do? It automates leads and follow-ups. It allows same-day bot activation, can be customized for any business, which can then be added into the marketplace. You're obviously saving time, because if it's doing, you know, 5 or those 7 steps completely automated, well, that's saving a ton of time, which means you can focus on growth, you know, on bringing better quality prospects into your business. You're effectively leveraging these assets that I've created in Botsii to enable you to prospect at a higher level. to go and find leaders that have a bigger organization, because Botsii will solve a big problem in their organization that is all around duplication and churn, and turning more passive team members into active team members, and turning more active team members into team builders, right? So this is what this tool will do. And then to tap it all off is that you can scale this with a 5-level unilevel plan. So we have a 5-tier unilevel plan, pays out 50% overall, and it pays out very simply a straight 10% per level. So we're not loaded it to the front end where we're paying 25% of that level and 2% on level 5. We're just keeping it really simple: 10% every level, 50% overall, and that's through the Botsii bot. So when you think of it like this, I can see a scenario where people who embrace Botsii now, in 12 months' time, will have an organization inside Botsii which will be generating an ongoing passive income every single year, and that organization may represent over 100 companies. So literally, where they've activated collectively over 100 different companies inside this marketplace. Within 1 month, we're on 16. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of Q1 next year, we're on 100 or more. In 12 months, it might be 200 or 300 companies. Will all those companies be the same size? Will the teams be the same size? All that kind of stuff? Of course not. But this is all about giving choice to people in the marketplace where they can come along and use Botsii. And so if there's one in the marketplace, then people can take advantage of it. And this is a way in which you diversify your income. Cool thing as well, I will say, is if somebody buys the bot and they effectively make a decision where they want to change companies, or in certainly in the network marketing world, companies do come and go, then we allow you to switch your bot to any company, whether it be in the marketplace or even set up a new one completely for free. We will not charge anybody for making the decision to switch company. At the end of the day, we want to give you that flexibility. We actually want to give you a product that's like completely future-proof. And look, we've learned from past experiences. I never want to be in a position where we offer a product in the marketplace that you can no longer use because the company you were using to promote is no longer about. That causes us massive problems, and it means you bought a product that you can't benefit from. So we'll let you switch it for free, okay? And that's kind of our assurance and commitment to you. Literally, you can just activate it for another company and off you go. Now, notice I hit skip presentation here, by the way. Obviously, you can come in there and watch the presentation. That's normally like a presentation replay, like a webinar replay, something like that. Now, the cool thing is, because I've hit skip presentation, because if you were sending this out for real, maybe the person's at work, or they're busy with family, or they're traveling. So now's not the time for them to watch it, spend half an hour watching a presentation. So if someone hits skip, Botsii will remind them later to watch it. It will send them a message out later because it knows that they haven't watched it this time round. And here, when they click at options, they can come in and watch it. Okay, and so where we are now, if you like, this is where the kind of the linear pathway to the funnel has ended. This is where you're coming into the main menu. So here, basically, people can scroll right, they can scroll left, and they can then dive down into any of the buttons underneath. Notice though, the join now button stays where it is, and you even can join here. You can even join via here. Other parts of the bot will have the join now button. Basically, all paths lead to having someone join your business. And they will join through your referral link. So when you activate your bot, one of the bits of information you put in is your referral link. Okay, that's how cool this is. If I've got time, like I said, I will show you the activation process. So let's just quickly dive in here and show you the presentation. Obviously, the presentation is key. You want someone to come in, watch the official presentation. Ordinarily, there's 3 ways you can do that. Right now in Botsii, I've got 2. So one is the webinar replay, which I'll just show you that in a sec. The second one I've got in here is live webinars. Obviously, you're on a live webinar now. And the schedule to that, I have inside the bot. So that way, whatever the latest schedule is, I'll update that within the bot. Someone can come into the bot and understand what calls are going on when. So that kind of gives, kind of one place to come to find out. The third one, which isn't in here right now, is actually like a PDF download where someone can come along and download, the document to read of the slides, if you like, of the official presentation. That's also great too for people that want to kind of skim through the presentation. But most people really need to either come on a live webinar like this one, where you can ask questions and stuff, or watch the replay, which is what I'll quickly show you here. So you can see these little voice notes come up as well. So this is quite cool. If you're coming into this bot later at your own leisure, or you've got the bot already, you can activate it and then go through and really understand the product really well. Here, when I do this, it opens up a presentation. So this is basically like a 30-minute presentation where I kind of go through the whole offering. You'll get a different flavor to it than on this call, because I'm kind of going through, to some degree, I'm going through the kind of main sales page, if you like, and going through and looking at that. I will just stop there, okay? Because that's actually quite relevant. Because where I am here is where our product pricing is going, okay? I said right at the beginning, we have like a countdown here where right now you can get 3 companies for the price of 1. But actually, this is where it's heading. So literally from the 1st of December, essentially, for $197 a year, you get 1 company. For $397 a year, you get 3 companies, and $597 a year, you're getting 5 companies. That's basically the deal from the 1st of December. There are a whole lot of bonuses as well as part of that. Some of those bonuses are in place now, but they won't be, for example, as we go into 2025, because some of those bonuses are separate products that are bundled into this deal as well right now. If you look at the bottom, it's not that obvious. You can see the value of this deal is like $1,100 for the 1 bot setup, $1,300 for the 3, and $1,500 for the 5. That's because of the bonuses we've got in there. Some of those bonuses will not be there once we get into 2025. All that presentation, though, that's all available inside the bot for people to come and watch, and you guys to come watch. Now, from here, you can basically go back to previous, or you can go to the main menu. Back to previous basically jumps up to the menu above. Go to menu goes all the way up to the top where people can scroll left and right. So I'm just going to go back to previous. And the navigation here is pretty intuitive, I would say. So when you press that button, it just loads that menu up. I could have just scrolled up, right? I could have just scrolled up to here. But then when you press one of these buttons, you kind of have to then jump down to the bottom. So some people, that's a bit confusing. So it's kind of better to always move forwards through the bot. That's what we've found in terms of the user experience. So I'm just going to show you the live webinars so you can see just how that's laid out, because this is very cool. It's not just like one link being one Zoom link or whatever. We actually add a schedule in there. And like I said, that schedule gets updated behind the scenes. If I click on that, basically you see we run 3 calls a week. We run a call on Sunday, which goes through and gives help on people that want to get set up. We have another call, and that includes, by the way, even accessing here, you can get access to an implementation workshop, which basically gives you access to tools and stuff like that to get started. So literally, you could do all of this online without even coming on the live call. And you get access to me as well. So if you need help directly from me, that's what I'm there to provide, because I want to get you set up as quickly as possible. We have Masterclass Moon Day. That's going to be typos going to be corrected very soon. So basically, this is where I literally dive into specific parts of the bot. These are all free calls. You don't have to even be a member at this point. Essentially, you can come on this call and I dive into specific areas of the bot to effectively share, if you like, some of the more advanced features, some of the more powerful features in the bot. There's some examples of some of the things that we do here. I'll show you some of this. For example, I'll show you the notifications, I think, on this call. I'll touch upon the call scheduler. That function itself is actually completely insane. It will help build a list of prospects in your team. So if I get a chance, I'll show you that very quickly on this call. Then we have Team Building Tuesday. That's where we're on now. This is literally where you can invite your team to come along to understand the power of Botsii. And if you're already part of Botsii, great, you can come along. It gives you a great refresher, but you can invite your team to this call. I'll be running this every Tuesday at the same time. So, and like I said, there's no necessary call agenda for that. I'm going to take you through the system and show you how you can do it. So that's that. And the cool thing about this, right, this is literally the webinar scheduled inside the bot. It's actually effectively a published Google Doc. Lots of people don't realize you can actually publish a Google Doc like a web page. And you can see there on the top right-hand corner, it's updated automatically every 5 minutes. So I can make a change to this and it automatically is refreshed across everybody's bot. So very, very cool. And because it's on Google, it's all very web optimized. So it opens really well if you're on a phone and stuff. Right now, I'm going to jump back up to the main menu. So we can go up to the top there. And I'm just going to show you some other kind of aspects of this. I'm not going to have time to go through all of this, but literally you can get you can come into this same bot I'm showing you here yourself. You literally get back to whoever obviously invited you, or get back to me, and I'll show you how you can come in and you can view this. I know there's plenty of people on this call who aren't necessarily affiliated to anybody. They're already maybe existing customers of ours or whatever, and you're looking at this for the first time. So by all means, get back to me or get back to whoever has kind of referred you. So let's just take you through this. So let's just go through, obviously you've got the getting started side for people joining. A lot of people, they want to kind of understand, okay, how do I get set up? So I'm going to click on that one there. And what I've done here with Botsii is I've created a setup video where I walk you through the setup process. But some people will have a setup guide as well inside their bot, like a PDF guide to read through. Some companies are that simple that actually in terms of the setup, you can literally just read what's there and that will explain the setup process. With Botsii, it's pretty simple. So someone can activate their bot in a few minutes and actually start automating the same day because we have a members area. And so after someone makes a purchase, they get access to that members area and they literally have a step-by-step guide. Obviously, it takes a little bit longer if you're having to set up the company from scratch, but then we have a whole guide to take you through that, which I'll show you in a sec. And what I've got here is a setup video. So you can see it's like 9 minutes. And I literally go through the whole setup. So I can say, look, if you're on a sales page like this, then you're going to, after you purchase, go to a thank you page. Then after that, you go to a members area, and the members area goes through how to get started, how to get your affiliate link, how to activate your bot. All the things are all laid out, all inside a members area. So we have a course here for the Botsii bot and to activate it and all that kind of stuff. If you need to set up a bot, we have a separate course just to keep it completely separate, and so they're clear. And we have a very cool tool. Literally, we have a tool called the Chatbot Designer, which is a bot that builds a bot. It's very, very cool. And essentially, when you're ready to use the Chatbot Designer tool, all you do is copy and paste the information over into this bot, and it builds the whole bot in front of you at the end. It's very, very cool to do. It takes like half an hour or an hour to copy that information across. At the end of it, the whole bot's built and ready with a few checks from me, literally to go into the marketplace. It is very cool to watch and very satisfying as well, because you literally see it all appear in front of your very eyes. So let's say someone's coming into a business, they're looking at their business and they're looking at a business that's in the marketplace. At this point of the bot, it's quite possible they want to get back to whoever invited them with a question. So we add the kind of contact inviter section here, as well as the kind of setup instructions, really so that someone doesn't, fall at the last hurdle. So we add the inviter's info there. So if you remember, Dave originally started this off by sharing this message, and there's his details inside the bot. We've made it so that literally that the prospect can tap one button inside the bot, and this is the WhatsApp inviter button, and literally they will be able to send with one message where they just tap and just send. And so this is literally sending a message back to Dave saying, I'm reaching out about Botsii, but it will be whatever company they're in. So if it's one of these companies here, this message will say, I'm reaching out about whatever. And it says, I'd like to connect. That could be a team member. It could be a prospect. Ultimately, it could. That's why the kind of questions are reasonably open. The thing is, if Dave and Eric, being the two people we're talking about here, are not connected, so if Eric doesn't have Dave in his address book, he will just see a random number appearing in his WhatsApp messages. And so if Dave literally, or if Eric literally sends a message, to Dave saying hi or hello, and so that's all Dave sees, and he sees this random number, he won't know that's spam, right? So the whole idea behind this is that when Dave gets that message from Eric, he knows it's come from inside the bot. He knows what company it's about. So if, for example, you're promoting several companies in the marketplace, it means when you get that message, you know exactly what company they're talking about. In this case, it's talking about kind of Botsii is in the product, so you'd know what it's about. On a phone, it works even better than this. I mean, I have WhatsApp downloaded on my computer, so I could send that through to me, no problem. But on a phone, it will just go straight to the WhatsApp app. Someone hits send. So that's really cool. The prospect hasn't even had to type anything, okay? What I am going to show you, let's quickly show you the call scheduler feature. This is, just looking at how much time I've got. This is quite nuts. Now, key thing here is that you've actually agreed in principle the call before you use this tool. So maybe you've already WhatsApped Dave and said, Dave, can we have a call? And you've broadly agreed a time and a date and all that. Key thing, that's what you've done here. You're not using this to speculatively make a call, appointment with somebody. So we're making that clear. And this function can be used by both the prospect or by the inviter. It can be done either direction. the system will know who's who, because the system has the inviter's contact details in it. So when the call gets scheduled, it knows who's inviting who, and it's always the inviter plus the other party. So let's go schedule, so I can show this to you. And all we're putting in is who's meeting who, the date and time, and confirming it. And you can see I put these voice notes in here if you're doing this for the first time. So look, Botsii's adding in here the sponsor inviter's name and email and phone number, all the stuff that I've showed you at the top here. Done that instantly, right? And then it's saying, okay, so what's the full name of the person? Okay, so this actually should be a slightly different wording, but the principle is you'd be putting in, Eric would put in his name, right? So because he's meeting Dave. And here, Eric would put in his email. And would then put in his mobile number. So I'm just going to confirm that. And then now you say how you're meeting, right? Because it might be a face-to-face meeting, might just be a phone call, could be a Zoom call. So you could literally do something like this via a Zoom. So I have like a shortened Zoom link I've created, but you could copy and paste your personalized Zoom link. I have one here that I can remember, which is basically that one there. You can see the system knows that's a Zoom call. Now I'm confirming the time. I'm just going to go through this really, really quickly, so that basically I save time. But essentially, there's a little thing here that allows you to convert time zones according to where you are in the world. But I'm just going to do this really quickly, for the purposes of this call now. The system uses UTC time, which is kind of handy in the UK because GMT right now is the same as UTC time. So I'm just going to imagine I've got a call happening at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I'm going to put in 9 a.m. and date today is the 26th. So tomorrow is the 27th. Apologies if you're from the other side of the pond. We're doing this where it's day, month, year. So we're doing it the UK way. So I put the date in. Final bit is to confirm permissions, i.e. permission to actually set this up and add names and stuff to the database, etc. Botsii will never share this information with third parties. We'll never share this outside of Botsii. So I just want to make that clear, which it does here. So I'm just confirming yes. So that's just doing that, literally confirming now that call. So it's going to confirm that call between Eric and Dave. Okay. And so that's literally confirmed that. And it's confirming we're talking about Botsii and giving all the details. And then it would be possible if this was your bot, and so you were in your own bot, i.e., let's say you were Dave, because this is Dave's bots I'm in, then if you were Dave, you could actually use this to send meeting confirmations with your prospects. So if you were literally messaging people to arrange calls, you could confirm all these calls through this system. So you can literally come and schedule another one, and then Botsii will then confirm that for you. Now, what Botsii will do, if I go over to here and just hit refresh, here you go, look. So it's got here, Dave Mindy has scheduled a call about Botsii. So it says here, hi, Eric. Here's confirmation the call Dave has scheduled with you about Botsii. So literally it's confirming those details. It's confirming the contact details for Dave as well. And Dave will get a similar email through with Eric's details. But both of them will have the date and time, etc., of the call plus how you're meeting. So that's quite cool. Literally, Botsii send that out in seconds, right? Just give me some feedback in the chat if you like that feature, right? This is a really insane feature to have inside the bot, and it's something you can really leverage because we're using this, okay, guys, to build a list. We're using this to build a list of prospects that are tied to that opportunity, okay? And to let you know how we will use that is that I will work with, if you like, the master distributors that are basically involved in setting up these companies inside Botsii here. Now, they will not get access to these emails, as in they will not see a list of those emails. That is an absolute guaranteed no-no. We wouldn't do that just because of GDPR and stuff like that. But what we would do is we would allow the master distributor who understands the business, who's actively involved in the business, who's basically, living and breathing the business, we will allow them to give Botsii like a monthly newsletter, for example, with updates of what's going on in that business, which could be updates, promotions, events, news, testimonials, all that kind of stuff. And I'll literally take that email that they want sending, we'll put it into our system and we'll send it out to that list. So literally all of the prospects that you have across all of your team members, that list will just build and grow every single day. So if you imagine, for example, you were basically scheduling 2 calls a day, 5 days a week, your list is going to grow by 10 people a week. That's like 40 people a month. So just imagine if you've got 10 people in your team doing that, the same thing as you, or you're one of 10 people in your team. That means you're going to have a list, an email list, that's going to grow by 400 people a month. Like at the end of the year, you can have almost 5,000 people or more on an email list. And I'll be working, like I said, with the kind of master distributor and the leaders at the top of that organization to send out those emails on your behalf, on your team's behalf, completely done for you. Okay. This is incredibly powerful. If you were going to, if you were going to get an account with like GetResponse or something like that, this will be costing you, hundreds or thousands of dollars a year as that list grows. So this is kind of pretty insane, bearing in mind you're getting access to this for literally a couple $100, right? And right now you can see that's a $3 deal. So for even less than that in reality. If that's not got you excited, let me show you some more. So you can add in here useful links. So for example, some companies that we work with really would benefit from adding additional information into the bot by way of due diligence. This could be, it could be reports, it could be testimonials, it could be white papers, it could be all that kind of stuff. So we basically make it easy to add this kind of stuff in here. We use tools like Linktree. So if you're familiar with Linktree, you can add that kind of stuff into here. So someone clicks on Linktree and then they can see like testimonials or detailed information about the business. Could be press releases, stuff like that. So you can put what you like in here. In this case, for me, obviously, because it's Botsii, I've got our Facebook page. So that will just literally go to the page. So you can like the page, or your prospects can like the page. So that's literally just our page. You can even WhatsApp me. So for example, although like this isn't my bot, this is Dave's bot, but your prospects can WhatsApp me so I can give them help getting started, for example. So literally click on that and it's going to send me a message. So it's saying I'm inside your Botsii bot, would like to connect to look at how I can get a company set up in your system, right? So I will then help your prospects get set up. They'll be your prospects, your signups, right? That's quite cool. If I just quickly scroll up here, let's just show you the Botsii one. And I can kind of finish on this in terms of going you through the bot. So what we also do here, on this particular one, we make it really easy for you to bring people into Botsii. So for example, today I had a call with somebody who was introduced by an existing user of Botsii with his contact. And I literally took him through the system. It was a big leader, and literally, I'm making this very easy for you to bring people to the table. Where literally you can click here, and this isn't the call scheduler function. This is actually taking you directly to my calendar. This is my live calendar. So literally, you want to schedule a call with me. I generally always give myself 24 hours buffer, just so because I plan my day, etc., etc. But literally, if you want to schedule some time with me on Thursday with, for example, me directly as a one-on-one, or with a third party, a leader you're working with, you can come along here and schedule a call. This synchronizes with my phone. So for example, you can see there between kind of 1 and 3, I've got some other meetings. So my time's blocked out during that time. If I add some stuff into my calendar, it automatically blocks out this time here. But bear in mind, this is all inside the bot, updated in real time. So someone comes along, clicks there, and I blocked out some time from my calendar, on Friday morning, then that time's gone, right? It's literally, it literally updates this almost instantaneously as soon as I update my calendar on my phone. Cool thing here as well is that someone can actually come along and buy the Botsii bot inside the Botsii bot. So if I click here, that's basically going through to my affiliate link, or be your affiliate link, right? Someone come along, put their name and email in, and they'll go through basically to the sales page here. This opt-in we're taking out anyway as well very soon. This bit here, literally very soon they'll go straight to the sales page. But literally, that will be your affiliate link that they come through to. Okay, all inside the bot. They're literally buying the bot inside the bot. So look, I think that's it in terms of sharing with you the bot itself, just looking at the time. What I want to do is quickly dive across to the right-hand side over here. I just want to show you the members area. So when you purchase the bot, basically you get access to a members area. And inside that members area, you literally go through the steps. There's like some videos to watch. And then there'll just be kind of an intro as to what to do, stuff to read, etc. It takes about an hour. From the technical point of view, it's even less than that. So let me show you. Let's see if I can do this. I'm conscious of the time. If you've got any questions, please do put them into the chat because I'll make sure I get to them before the end. But what I'm literally going to do is I'm going to activate the one at the bot now. I'm going to activate the same bot I've just showed you. So I'm literally going to click here to activate it. And it's going to go to Messenger. Bearing in mind, I'm still in Eric's account. So if you imagine Eric was setting up a Botsii bot to share Botsii, it's literally going into that now. There is a video in here you can watch that shows you the whole thing. So you can watch the whole thing through. So you can see every step. So it's all kind of clear. So you understand what's supposed to happen. I'm literally going to do it for you now. And there's a few things I need. Literally my activation ID for the opportunity I want to set up, the opportunity referral link, my mobile number, my email address, and my Botsii bot referral ID. So I'm literally going to go through this right now and set up this bot for Eric. So it's firstly asking for an activation code. So I know what the activation code is. For the Botsii bot one, for Botsii's one, it's 12345. Ultimately, though, you're going to get this from your sponsor, whoever's kind of shared Botsii with you, or you're going to go to the marketplace. So initially, it's likely to be in the marketplace, but what I expect will happen is leaders will create their own versions of it, which means that bot ID may not always be the same. But it says what to do inside the members area. It literally says, get this from either your upline sponsor or from the marketplace. So all of this is laid out. You just follow the steps. I'm going to enter that there. What it's going to do is literally retrieve the company. So if it matches the database, it says here, great, that's Botsii, hit proceed. And if not, hit the back button or go to the marketplace. Then it says, okay, what's your name? So my name here in the system is Eric. It does that because people's Facebook profiles isn't always what they are known as in the market. So we let you kind of do that. Same, what's your surname? So I'm just going to keep that as Eric's surname. This is basic stuff, right? Now it wants to know your referral link for, in this case, for Botsii. Obviously, if you were talking here about activating one of these companies, it wouldn't say Botsii here. It would say whatever that company is, right? So just to kind of highlight that. So I'm literally just going to pick up this. It's not a referral link, but it doesn't matter in the context of this. Just want to put a link in here, basically. So put that in. Then it asks for my number. So I'm putting that number in. It doesn't want to have a plus sign because Botsii adds that in later. So I'm just going to put in a number. And it's then going to ask me for an email. Oh, it asks me if I'm using WhatsApp. So I'm saying yes. If you say no to that, it won't add the WhatsApp button. So I'd say add yes because it makes it easier for prospects to contact you. And if they do contact you, it says here, they're a hot prospect. Then I'm putting in Eric's email. Bearing in mind, previously, someone would have had to buy Botsii and then wait 2 to 3 weeks for us to build your bot. Okay, this is very cool. Last step of the process, make sure you read what it says. It doesn't want the link, just wants the ID. You'd get that inside the members area, literally in the affiliate area up here. And again, there's a video that shows you where to go, so you don't need to worry about that. Now it's giving me all that information. If you made a mistake, you can hit edit info. Literally, it will ask you which bit you want to edit. Look, you can choose which bit. So I'm just going to choose this just because it's quick. But literally, you can just come back and change whatever you want. I'm going to say yes again. But literally, if you made a mistake, you can come back, edit it, off you go. Now hit activate bot. It's going to make my bot live, right? That's it. Okay. So literally, it says your bot's live. It says test my bot. It also gives a Facebook group you get access to as a team member. I'm going to hit message to share. The launch bot button I'll take off, but I'm literally give you a message to share. This now, if you look, it's gone the full loop. If you think about duplication, this has gone the full loop on duplication. It's now giving you the same message that Eric received from Dave at the beginning. The only difference is Dave's ID was Dave 12335. Eric's is now Eric 10635. Watch this. If I click on that there, it's going to go through to Facebook. Eric's going to comment launch again. Okay, so he's commented launch. Facebook or Messenger will now send a message to him in a second. I'm obviously going through this really quick, so it's going to have to play catch up. Here's that message. Hit continue. I'm now going to copy and paste that ID in there, which is basically Eric's. Now going to go into Eric's own bot effectively. Okay, so it's saying paste that in. Eric's now going to go into his own bot that he's activated, right? So he's just been introduced into Botsii. He may have signed up into the business as well. If you imagine he was joining one of these businesses here, he may have signed up to that business and wanted to get his bot set up at the same time. So he can now go to work, right? And start promoting that business. So Eric's now come in. He's activated this brand new bot. It's his bot he's coming into now, right? So as you can see, it says, looks like you've been introduced by Eric Paul. And you can see it's Eric's name. So this is literally Eric's bot, the same bot as before, but now with all his info in it. Okay. Thanks, Scott. No worries. Appreciate your time as well earlier. So it's coming to the same bot here, and literally, I'm going to come into the main menu, just so you can see that when I scroll along here and go contact inviter info or contact your inviter, so you can see this will now be Eric's details in here, right? It's changed. This is now a separate bot. There you go. It's got all these details there. If I click on that there and go, WhatsApp inviter, it's going to basically go through and say, hi, Eric, instead of hi, Dave, right? How cool is that, right? This is duplication on another level, making it super easy for people to do. All you'd actually do is follow the steps in here. But what is insanely cool here is that if you're speaking to people day in, day out about your opportunity, if you know that company that they're promoting and they want to join your company, great. But if they don't, and the company they're promoting is here, literally, you could bring them into Botsii and help them get set up like I've done here, and they can have their bot live in half an hour or less, right? You just take them through the steps. Now they're going to go to work building their team or sharing Botsii with their team. If that person's got a team of 100 people or 1,000 people in another company, and they now distribute Botsii into that entire downline, you're turning somebody that said no to joining your opportunity into a brand new revenue stream. And you're not even supporting them. You don't need to support them. Botsii will support them, right? This is how insanely powerful it is. And because they're buying a bot here that's already been set up by somebody else, already maintained by somebody else, they don't even have to do that either, but neither do you. So this business model, honestly, I'm creating for you here. It's almost like a business in a box on top of whatever else you're doing. And it just means you can scale and grow your team even faster because you're using these tools. But by the same token, you can actually add a completely new revenue stream. So I'm just going to finish up in terms of being able to buy this. Okay. Effectively, you'll have something in your inbox. You almost certainly have had an email from Botsii before you came to this. So if you just search emails from Botsii, you'll have a link in your inbox. If you've been shared a link to this call by somebody else, obviously get back to them. They'll be able to share with you a link to this deal. As you can see, this deal runs out at the end of this month. It's kind of been interesting. I've actually had some big leaders that didn't like this deal. They didn't want me to promote this deal. They didn't want their team buying this deal because some of the big leaders that are promoting one company don't want you to be distracted by potentially thinking of promoting 2 or 3. But the reality is, I know in the marketplace, there's loads of people out there promoting more than one company. So today you can take advantage of that. I'm never going to have this product available like this again, where someone can get 3 bots for the price of 1, because frankly, it's insane. I'm doing this because we were literally, when this offer was made, we were just starting out. Like 6 weeks ago, there weren't any companies inside the marketplace. This was empty. So it made sense that I did it like this. I wanted to kind of make it super exciting. So look, come along here and you can buy this. It goes through the whole sales page. There is a demo there, although you've seen a much better demo from me just now. But literally, it kind of summarizes what is in the bot. You'll see feedback from previous customers. These customers were using a bot that I would say is 1/10 of what we have now, right? Like we didn't have the email side of things. We didn't have the call scheduler side of things. We didn't have the notifications. I've not even shown you the notifications fully, but let me just show you here. Can you see these notifications here? these notifications are essentially when somebody is interacting with your bot. So if I just do a search here by this, we have 11 notifications, 11 trigger points inside your bot. So when someone enters your bot, watches the video, watches the presentation, comes into the main menu, goes into the live webinar section, all this stuff, including when they click on the Join Now button, all of that stuff is incorporated into the bot. So when you get, like, have prospects connect with your bot, you'll know how interested they are. If you get one notification through and that's it, they've come into the bot and either forgotten about it and, you know, gone about their day, or they weren't interested. Conversely, if you come in and see a whole, like, literally, you know, lights light up like a Christmas tree, then you know they're really interested. And every time they come back in, even if it's a week later or a month later, you will effectively get a notification through via email. So this is very, very, very powerful, because you then know exactly how interested somebody is. You know when they're interested, and you obviously know who they are too. So all of that is kind of laid out, but none of this stuff existed when we had the sort of feedback you're seeing here. But all of that's laid out within the system. Right now, literally, it's at 197 a year. As I've highlighted, that's basically going up to 397 for 3 bots, or for 3 companies, 597 for 5. You'll see there's a whole load of bonuses as part of this as well, which are all thrown in to this. And some of these bonuses will end up being separate products, standalone products down the road. Right now, you're getting that all thrown in as well. So I'm just going to stop sharing. I can see there's been a couple of questions coming in, so I'm going to quickly have a look at my screen and look at those. If you have any other questions, please do ask now before we wrap up. So I'm just looking at Ken said about promoting non-MLMs. Yes, if you were like a personal trainer, that's a really good question. Could you promote your own service business? Yes, you could actually set up this bot. If you were like a coach or a personal trainer or a business coach, something like that, you could actually set up a bot like this for your business, and you could then share this with your clients to then understand more about your service. Obviously, you might tailor it, because if there's no product to buy at the end of it, let's say they need to schedule a call or something like that, then you might be tailoring it a little bit to your particular business model. But yes, it would be feasible too. I mean, at the end of the day, there is enough flexibility in the business or in the bot to be able to do that. It's not obviously my core focus, because my core focus here is very much in the network marketing industry, because that's where there's so much more leverage to this. Okay, just looking more at what you said there. Yeah, I mean, for bricks and mortar business, it would be more difficult, Ken. But if you're like a coach, consultant, trainer, that kind of thing, then yes, this bot could be set up for that kind of business too. Cool. Any more questions before we wrap up? I'm conscious just over the hour, and I mean, look, would love to have some feedback in the chat. Just let me know. Give me just on a scale of 1 to 10 what you thought of what I've shared with you here, because I know for some people on this call, this would have been brand new. I also know there's some people on this call who, you know, already set up a bot on the system, right? So kudos to you for that, totally. But just give me in the chat, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, what you thought of what I've shared with you here. Be lovely to get some feedback. I noticed a couple of people joined the call right at the end of the meeting. Don't worry, this is recorded, so I'll be able to get a recording out to you. But thank you, Beverly. That's awesome. Yeah, excellent. All right, cool. Well, let's wrap up the call here. Thank you very much for your time. I'm going to be doing this call every Tuesday, same kind of format. I might tweak things a little bit as we go. And ultimately, I want to give people and you guys the opportunity to see the system live, okay? So you can see the system up and running, everything else. Even on this Zoom call, sometimes it's a bit slower than I'd like, but that's kind of bandwidth and stuff. But I want you to see the system live. I want you to be able to bring team members onto this call so they can see the system live and you know, have the opportunity to ask questions and all that kind of stuff, and really understand the power of this system. So thank you very much for being on this call. I really do appreciate it. Let me just stop recording.